this beautiful sloka. Tavu kathamritam tapta jivanam kavi bhiriritam kalmashapaham Sravana Mangalam Sri Madatatam Bhuvi Grinanti E Bhuridajanaha. So, Sri Ramakrishna said, faith, faith and faith. The faith on what? There, it says the faith in the existence of God, faith in oneself. That it says faith in the existence of God, because we cannot see God right now, we cannot touch Him, we cannot feel. So obviously the only option is believing, the faith. Now faith in oneself, I will surely see God. Now two things are there. Sri Ramakrishna repeated faith, faith, faith. Vishwas, Vishwas, Vishwas. What is that faith? Faith in the existence of God. How I will know that there is God? Those realized souls, they have spoken about God. They have given the description of God. So from that only we can understand and we develop our faith on the existence of God. Then another faith, oneself. What is that? I will surely realize God. Whether others will be, I don't know, but I will surely realize God. That is the wonderful, the self-confidence. Shastrasya Gurubhakasya Satya Buddhi Avadharanam. It says in the Shankaracharya, what is faith? Shastrasya Gurubhakasya. What is Shastra? That's the revelations of the realized souls. After revelation, after seeing all this, realizing all this, then only they are mentioning, not on the assumption. That is the speciality. What is the scripture? What is the difference between the other books and the scripture? The books are just imaginary. The writers imagining, thinking, and because having the control over the language, beautifully explaining it. That is the different thing. But this is after realization, after feeling, seeing, knowing, then only he is writing or telling there is God, as we always hear from the Sri Ramakrishna. There is God. And I am telling you, swearing the name in the name of my mother, there is God. I have seen, I talked with her. You too can do that. And that is called realization. The each and every word of this person is Shastra. That's the scripture. Then we get the faith in the God from the words of this type of people. Then we see ourselves. I have achieved so many things. I can also realize God. That faith should be there. Oh no, I don't know what is going to happen. Can I? Not like that. Whatever. I have done so many other things also. As a human being, I have done some mistakes, some follies. There's no problem. I will simply go to God and say, I am sorry for that. That's all. And sincerely I am telling, I am not going to repeat it, I am sorry, but I want your grace, and surely the grace will come. So that is the self-confidence. I am surely going to realize God. Without that self-confidence, it is impossible to realize God. So first, how to develop the faith? By hearing the words of the realized soul, by seeing the life of the realized soul. Until I see the example before me, how they are living, how they are behaving, how they are, as they call, the whole life demonstrating the existence of God. That's why Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna said, you must see a monk, sadhu, in the night, in the day, that means all the time, then only you should believe, otherwise not. If there is any desire for the worldly things, know it for sure, he is not a realized soul. But the desire, what type of desire? For the selfish desire. But for the betterment of others, if there is desire is there, it is not desire. That we have to understand again. When some people going out and trying to help others, enlightening others, material help, medical help, educational help, or the jnana-dana, that is not the desire. So when we think that way, sometimes some people give the argument, this is also desire. Sri Ramakrishna himself said, these are not the desire. This is tapasya, service. This is tapasya by meditation. This is tapasya, chanting the name of God. All those things are helping us to realize God. So, by hearing the words of the realized soul and also seeing their life, observing their life, learning from their lives. Second stage, by analyzing and practicing. This analyzing and practicing exactly what he is doing, can I do that? It's not possible. Because that is always, some people, they are so high in different activities even. It's not possible. Suppose someone wants to become a poet. He has that emotion, he has that feeling, and he can express that feeling in writings also. But immediately if he thinks that I am going to be like the Rabindranath Tagore, or a writer like the Shakespeare, or the famous writers, it's not possible. So that is why analyzing, I have to analyze what I am going to do, how I am going to do. Lord Buddha, he practiced austerity, unthinkable. Sri Ramakrishna practiced austerity, unimaginable. In the Lord Chaitanya, that austerity, is it possible for any ordinary person to do? By seeing, if he think, oh, it is not possible. No, not like that. Possible in my own way, in my own, within my own limitation. But I will do. I will start. So, analyzing, discrimination. First I have to analyze, this is my path and I am going to realize God, and these are the way I am going to take. That is very, very important about the spiritual life. When one is going to accept the spiritual life, then only these things are coming, and then practicing. How I can practice? One monk, he wrote to the mother, Ma Sharadamani Devi, Ma, all these days I am practicing taking the name of God in the morning, in the afternoon, in the evening, in the night, but still I am not really seeing anything. The mother told, you have left your hearth and home, you have become a monk, you don't have any other thing to do except taking the name of God, that you do. Why you are complaining? Do you think that God is there, sitting over there, ready the moment you take the 10,000 names and he will come and appear before you? It is up to him whether he will come or not. It is your duty to go on practicing because you don't have any other responsibility. But for the householders, only in the morning and the evening can you take little name of God, that will be sufficient. So there are different type of instructions because they are already bearing or taking the responsibility of so many other things, helping the society, helping the family. So obviously their burden is less, and telling this is sufficient if you can remember God and try to be free from the ego, it will be all right for you. And slowly, slowly they are building up. We will read from here how that same thing happened. So analyzing and practicing how I will practice, that also I have to fix up. I have to understand and I have to move. This is my path and I am going to do in this way. Sometimes some people, they are practicing for a long, long time. Seeing that, if we get the inspired, oh, you will also do that, we will end up by losing our mental balance. Because everything has its limit. I don't have that capacity. So these are the very important. First, faith, 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 Sri Ramakrishna said. How to develop that faith? By hearing or reading, by knowing from the mouth of those, from the words of those who have realized God. Not from someone who is writing a wonderful poem, never practiced, in his character nothing is there, but he presented, oh, the sun is setting, this, that, and we are so much emotional, he is very good. Not in that way. Shankaracharya, he said, Bhagbai khari, shabdo jhari, shastra vyakhyana kaushalam, vaidusham, vidusham yadbat, bhuktaye, natu muktaye. They only enjoy, but they don't get the liberation. Who is doing this way? So the life is most important. All other subjects, all other things, all other vocations are very good. They can do whatever. But for a monk, but for a spiritual leader, character, 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 that is the only thing that must be. How I am going to judge that whether the person is a spiritual person or not? By seeing his character. And the character builds how? By his thought. And the thought promotes action. So action, thought, and the total personality, the character, that when you see this. So that is. Then when a man merges himself in God, the final faith, how it comes. Though we are believing there is God, but still not that 100% faith. When it is possible, we know, if we read the life of the direct disciples, you will understand what faith means. And that one Swami, Ramakrishna Nandaji, you all know, perhaps you have read. It was raining, and the shrine where Sri Ramakrishna's photo was there was a hole on the top and the water was dripping, and he noticed it, came and opened the umbrella, hold that umbrella on that particular picture, photo, and stood there whole night. If we had, oh, it's okay, we'll change the photo. There's no problem. Next day we'll change the photo, let it be. Or at the best, we would have taken the photo somewhere else and okay, it's all right. We have taken care. But he was thinking not the photo, but the original Sri Ramakrishna sleeping. If I touch him now, if I remove him now, if I try to shift him now, I will break his sleep. I should not disturb him. This is the faith. And he was holding it. Can we do that? We won't be. Why? Because we don't have that realization. But he had that realization. He saw it. So how that faith, the final faith, the 100% faith will come? Through realization. That's why Sri Ramakrishna said, when a man merges himself in God, he can no longer retain wicked or sinful tendencies. In another context he is telling, wicked or sinful tendencies. Those who are claiming that they are the people of God, and at the same time they are doing something sinful, shameful, know it for sure, that is not possible. It can never be. In whatever may be the path, whatever may be the faith, but the God is the same. When you reach to that God, when you realize that God, then wickedness can never be. Only one thing will remain: love, love, and love. And that is the definition of God, L-O-V-E, without any boundaries. So that is love, that is the God, without any expectation, without any barriers of caste, creed, anything. So this is this. And in the Upanishad also, as we quoted in our last class and last discussions, that Mundaka Upanishad, it also said in a wonderful way, Chiddante sarva samsayaha, vidyante hridaya granthi, chiddante sarva samshayaha. Samshaya means doubts. When the doubt, complete doubt vanishes, when we realize God, when we see God, there can never be an iota of doubt. Never. So that doubt cannot be. So vidyante hridaya granthi, as if it cuts asunder all the bondages. Hridaya, that we are thinking, and then we are going to different things and trying to possess, this is mine, that is his, that is ours. Nothing will remain. All belongs to the same God. And then it comes to perfect the faith. So this is where it says, but how one should practice? Now here the Sri Ramakrishna suggested wonderful. It says love of God. There are traditional way in the Hindu philosophy, the jnana, karma, bhakti and dhyana. So meditation, the love and the selfless work, also the knowledge, discrimination. There are four. But the best way in the present day, Sri Ramakrishna is the present day God, and he knows about the human psychology. So obviously he understood that it is not possible to discriminate. Some people, they study, they do that, but very, very few, almost nil, I will say, who can really stand on that, because it is very difficult. In the life of Sri Ramakrishna also we find some of the people, they all used to claim, though we like the Jnana Margi, and he used to say, I am Ka. Ka means the sky. I am not touched by anything, unattached. The sky, as so many dust and all those things are there, but nothing can actually pollute the sky. It is all the, as they call, firmament. So I am just like that. All these things in this world, it is not affecting me. But the same person, he took some loan from somewhere, couldn't pay it back. So that man went to the court, and the people came from the court, the police came and seized all his property, and it was sailing out to pay back the loan. And in that condition, he was crying. Sri Ramakrishna noticed and told, why you are crying now? Whose property is this? You don't belong to the property. The property cannot be yours. You are Ka. In Bengali and the Sanskrit, and they say Ka, Ka. Ka means the sky. So you are Ka, you are a sky. You used to demand, no, this is my property, Ka afterwards. So almost like this, it's very difficult. When something has pricked, immediately they will cry, oh my God, so painful. Whose body is this? Why you are crying? Is anything happened nicely? Everything is positive, people are appreciating. I am a jnani, jnana margi. But if it goes against, can I stand? It's very, very difficult. Not that it is impossible, it is possible. It is possible, but difficult, very difficult. And for the ordinary people, Sri Ramakrishna said love for God. Why? Because love is already there within our nature. There is not a single soul who is not having the love. Even the cruelest person is also having the love for something. Surely. So naturally, that particular love which is already there within us, if we are utilizing that love, it is easy. So love of God. And 350 years before, in the same India and Bengal, before Ramakrishna, and another great spiritual personality came, and he taught the path of love for the realization of God, and his name is Sri Chaitanya. We know the Sri Chaitanya. And nowadays, that movement has been very strongly propagated by international Krishna consciousness, ISKCON. The international Krishna consciousness they are propagating, but the Vaishnavas are different sects are there, gurus are there, their main place is Vrindavan, and previously it was Nadia. Now is also there, Nadia. So in Nadia, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came. His disciple, particularly Nityananda, Chaitanya and Nityananda, there spreaded the divine path of love among the general masses. And Sri Master Mahashaya is giving a wonderful description. After 350 years, the same love and the love, passion for the God, the love for God, Sri Ramakrishna, who was actually a worshipper of goddess Kali, the Tantra, but he is going and attending a function organized by the Vaishnava, and he is very at home, and people are encouraged seeing him and feeling as if again the Chaitanya Nityananda has come, the founder of that. So this is here, he is giving the a description. It was Monday, June 18, 1883. I am reading from the page 253 of the Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna. Sri Ramakrishna had been invited to the great religious festival at Panihati near Calcutta. It's still there. I attended one function once. When I was a brahmachari, we all went to attend that program. This festival of flattened rice, they call Chira Mahotsav, Moha Utsava, Mahotsava, that's called flattened rice, was inaugurated by Raghunath Das, a disciple of Sri Chaitanya. It is said that Raghunath used to run away from home, secretly practice his devotions, and enjoy the bliss of spiritual ecstasy. One day, Nityananda said to him, "Thief, you run away from home and enjoy the love of God all alone? You hide it from us? I shall punish you today. You must arrange a religious festival and entertain the devotees with flattened rice." Since then, the festival has been annually celebrated at Panihati by the Vaishnavas. Those who are believing that all this is nothing but the manifestation of the Lord Vishnu, the followers of Vishnu are known as Vaishnava. And the Vishnu, the Lord Vishnu, again has taken the form Krishna and Rama. So Rama and Krishna are the embodiment of, or the incarnation of the Vishnu. Incarnation cannot be from Vedanta. It is always from Vaishnava. So incarnation of Vishnu is Rama, this Krishna and Sri Ramakrishna again. So this is the path of bhakti. So here it says, you must arrange. Since then the festival has been annually celebrated at Panihati by the Vaishnavas. Thousands of the followers of Sri Chaitanya participate in it. It is chief feature in the singing of the name and glories of the God and dancing of the devotees in religious fervor. The center of the festivity is the temple of the Radha Krishna built on the bank of the Ganges. Here we find that a little description. Who is this person? This is Raghunath Das. This Raghunath Das, he was the only son of the king of Saptagrama. Sapta means 7. Grama means village. This Saptagram was very famous in those days because that time India is a very great country and the Saptagram was a very famous province in the Bay of Bengal. This Bengal, particularly in the Bengal, the Saptagram rivers were there. And from there the ports and people used to send out, or the business center, they used to earn a lot of money. And he was the son of the king of Saptagrama. So obviously we can understand, even whatever they say the annual income of the Raghunath Das family in those days, 20 lakhs rupees. You can imagine in those days of the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, if anyone is earning 20 lakhs per year, it's a huge sum. They were so rich people. And this person, this young boy, he used to secretly go out to meet Sri Chaitanya because he was fond of going and talking and taking the name of Lord, but his father never liked it. Chaitanya came to Shantipur from Puri and Raghunath went to see him there. He revealed his heart to the Lord and begged him to take him to Puri. But Chaitanya instructed him to go back home, take care of his duties with a mood of detachment and worship Sri Ramakrishna in the mind. Because his father was not a devotee of the Chaitanya or Radhakrishna. So in those days, the Vaishnavas, they used to worship the Radhakrishna, but most of the people in Bengal, they used to worship goddess Kali, Shakti. So that was, and other gods and goddesses were there. So that's why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu didn't big, and this is a very important. Sometimes some people, they think we can just come and can become a monk. No, it is not. This Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose, he once came to the Ramakrishna mission to become a monk. In those days, the Swami in charge, he said, no, it is not your place. So you go and serve the country, your motherland, in a different way, and that will please Swami Vivekananda, but you cannot become a monk. So this is the way they can judge. Recently they say, in the present day, our Indian Prime Minister, he also came to become monk. He is a ex-student of that student's home. And then the Swami, present President Swami of the Ramakrishna mission, they call it Pramukh Swami sometimes in the Gujarat. So this Swami told, no, you cannot become a monk, you better serve your motherland in a different way. So these are the things sometimes happen. This boy also came to Chaitanya and wanted to become his follower, leaving all his duties in the home. He said, no, go back and do the duty. Then he said, with a mood of detachment. Do all your duties, but with a mood of detachment. He assured him that he would meet him in Jagannath Puri as he returned from the Vrindavan. With broken heart, Raghunath went back home and took care of his worldly duties according to that instruction of the Chaitanya. His parents became very pleased to see this transformation. Thus he spent about 2 years at home. And sometimes his father used to bind him and sometimes used to keep him under lock and key. And 11 guards were employed. So the day and night they used to take care of the boy so that he should not leave home. It happens sometime like this. Raghunath got news that the Nityananda has come to Paniyati. This Nityananda, he was born in Birbhum district, and the name of the village was Ekachakra. The Ekachakra was the village and the district was Birbhum. Again it is in Bengal. His father was Mukunda Oja and mother Padmavati. They call Padmavati. And this is a very interesting thing happened. I don't know how many mothers will do it now. One sannyasi came in the house of this particular boy, and seeing the boy for begging, sannyasis roam here and there for begging. So one sannyasi came to that house for begging, and seeing that boy, he said, I don't want anything else but that boy. Give that child as an alms to me. Can you imagine? If we go and ask, give your son to me, what will happen? I will be admitted in the hospital. But you know what happened? That mother, Padmavati, gave that child at the hand of that sannyasi. And that sannyasi gave the name Nityananda to that boy. Afterwards, he became an Abadhuta. Abadhuta means a sannyasi of the order of Tantra. They don't belong to any rules and regulations of the scripture. They are free, Abadhutas. This is a very high position. So they can be in the world, they can marry, they can settle in the household life, but Abadhuta they will remain, and they can be monk. So he became a monk, he started wandering all over like the free air. And then he met Chaitanya. So Nityananda and Chaitanya, they became very friendly, became two brothers, and also the disciple, he started accepting Chaitanya Mahaprabhu as his master. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu told, we have to save these worldly people. And the only way we can do that by spreading the name of Krishna. Very simple. Because that was under the rule of the Nawabs, the Muslim rule that we have already discussed in one of our lecture. You go and deliver the name, go to each and every village, to every house, and tell them to take the name of God. So this Mahaprabhu used to do like that, Nityananda. And this Nityananda, when he was doing like that, he came over here. One day, Raghunath got the news that Nityananda came to Panihati. This is the Panihati, near to his house. And he immediately went to see that person. This is the wonderful, some people, as because they are already having the samskara. That's why when the Hindus, they say, it's the samskara, that means the impressions from the past and past life is there. These are the proofs. Immediately he got that I must go and meet. Why? Because he is a religious person and he belongs to this and this, so the caste, and naturally I will go and meet. As because Nityananda, he was spreading the name of Krishna, and that too at the behest of the Chaitanya. Raghunath, he was a devotee of Chaitanya, he came to meet Nityananda. So this way it goes. And when the Raghunath came, see, he was afraid, if I go and meet, the people may report to my father and father will be again angry. So he was from the distance, he was looking at him, offering the pranam. Nityananda, after taking a bath in the deep in the Ganga, he was sitting on a stone slab under a banyan tree. Still the banyan tree is there, and he was sitting there. From the distance, this boy, he was offering his pranam. Noticing him, he called him, and he was hesitant to come near. He forced him to come. Then he said, "You thief, instead of coming near, you stay away at distance. Now that I caught you, I will punish you." What is the punishment? Because he was rich. Nityananda knew, so he said, "Make a festival and feed all my associates with yogurt and chipped rice, dahi and chira." They call dahi and chira. It's a very tasty food. You can try. So then this dahi and chira, Then hearing this, Raghunath became so pleased, because this is nothing for him, he was a rich man. So he said, okay, immediately sent his own man to the village to purchase the cheap rice, yogurt, milk, sweets, sugar and bananas, and organized a wonderful feast. Innumerable people attended the festival. So that is the tradition, still it is going on. Now afterwards it goes to the one house, Chaitanya Nityananda he went, and from there only Nityananda told, before eating the food you should take the name of God, and that is Hari Hari. And then you have to dance. You have come here not for only for the food. You have to take the name of God and you have to dance, then only you can. In Andaman, we used to feed khichdi, you know that khichdi, and the cook used to prepare wonderful, very tasty khichdi. And many people, after tasting that, they used to keep information when we are going to offer the khichdi, and right from their offices they used to come and sit. And because the seats were limited, and a group after group they used to sit over there, it's not in the that used to distribute by hand, they used to sit and take. So these people, instead of going to the temple, they used to come straight to the kitchen and sit over there. From the temple, when I came and saw these faces, I never saw them in the temple. I told, have you been to temple? No, Swamiji, we have come over here to take prasad. I told, oh, very good. But whose prasad? The God's prasad. The which God? There is the temple, he is there. That is good. I will reserve your seats over here. You will get the first opportunity. But it is better that you go to the temple, at least see which God we have worshipped, and then come. Okay, since you are telling. So they used to go. Like that, sometimes we have to force people, we have to urge them that please take the name of God. So here also we find that Nityananda, he is asking the people before taking the prasad, whose prasad? Lord Hari, take his name. And then when they were taking that name of the prasad, Hari, they said, you dance. And when they were dancing, he joined in the dance. In the kirtan, this is called, this very special, and that is the practice of the Vaishnava, dancing and chanting the name of Hari. I went to one of the place, and there also I spent the whole day to observe how they are practicing the religious practices. As we do, early morning we come and we meditate, then we chant, then we do puja, then we do some other activities, work and all that, answering the letters, meeting the people, arranging other things, and then again in the evening, in the noon time, we practice meditation, etc., etc. So this way it goes in our, how they do. I saw almost 8 times they are dancing. They will be coming for 10 to 15 minutes, they will go on surrounding the temple, and then they will go on dancing and uttering the name of Lord Krishna, Hari Hari, Hare Krishna, and that is their practice. And it is a very old practice introduced by Nityananda, Sri Chaitanya. So and they were doing like that. There is a continuation of the story that Raghunath Pandit in Panihati was a special visiting during the Chira. Here Sri Ramakrishna is going to him, and he was invited by the Vaishnava to go over there. That is called the festival of the flattened rice. Master had been invited to the festival by Moni Sen, who was the custodian of the temple. Now the person at the time of Sri Ramakrishna. Ram means the devotee of Sri Ramakrishna, M, the writer of this, and Rakhal, afterwards who became a sannyasi, Swami Brahmananda, Bhavanath, a great soul whom Sri Ramakrishna used to love very much, and a few other disciples went with the master in a carriage. On his way to Panihati, Sri Ramakrishna was in a light mood and joked with the youngsters. This is also very special. Though he was a very exalted mood, he used to be, and we can imagine the incarnation of God, Sri Ramakrishna, but sometimes he used to make a lot of fun with the young boys also. So sometimes people used to forget that he is such a excellent or exalted spiritual personality, just joking, pulling legs, cutting, like these, just as a young person. So here, this in a light mood, Sri Ramakrishna is going, and joked with the youngsters. But sometimes he used to tell the master Mahashaya, he was 30 years old. In those days, 30 means aged person. So he used to say, Sri Ramakrishna used to, Master Mahashaya never used to join in this. So because he is an old man, he is not joining in this. A 30 years man. So that way, Sri Ramakrishna wanted that people should be very happy, and that's very simple type. And sometimes, in the particularly those who are practicing the spirituality, the brahmacharis and monks, living everything, we have also seen in the Ramakrishna mission, I was in the Advaita Ashrama, that the senior Swamis, they used to say, you must read some books, that very light type of books, funny books, so that the intense practices that we are doing, sometimes you can relax and have some friends, make some jokes, do some games like the simple things like that. So we used to do that. So we used to practice in that way. The great Swami Gambhirananda ji, he used to say, the young boys must do that. Another Swami who was the president at my time, Ananyananda, he used to say like that, you should have a friend with whom you can just talk very, that very simple way, and have some other discussions also. That is necessary. Sri Ramakrishna applied that psychology, and as because they leave everything, nothing remains, so obviously this is also necessary. And he was going like that, but as soon as the carriage reached the place of the festival, the master, to the utter amazement of the devotees, shot into the crowd. Look at this. Immediately the same person, the moment he saw the crowd taking the name of God, immediately that God possessed as if, and he jumped out of the carriage and ran, mixed in the crowd. And his companions had to search for him. It was so difficult to find him over there. Now the devotees, he joined the Kirtan party of Navadvip Goswami. Different Goswamis, different the teachers, they used to have their own disciples and students, and they used to have different small group. He went there, Monishan's guru, and danced totally forgetting the world. So if you are dancing for the name of God, in the name of God, you are not aware that whether people are watching me or not, how they will think. It is a joy, and so much of joy, it is impossible to express that joy. So that comes out in the physical form, dancing form. The Shiva, when he became extremely joyful, he danced. And from that dance only, all this thing was created. That is in the Purana. They say, because the Shiva was so much in joy, so anandat imani bhutani jayante. So in the Purana they say the Shiva, out of his great joy when he was dancing, then those who are very crooked type, cruel type, very selfish type, they were crushed under his feet. And he was spreading the joy all over the world. Tandava Nitta, the Shiva Tandava. It's not only he is killing, but he also creating. So that joy, that creation came in the vibration, and from that tremendous joy, unspeakable joy, this whole world was created. Afterwards, Upanishad is telling, Anandeva khalu imani bhutani jayante. do we find these in the person of Sri Ramakrishna. Again and again he is demonstrating in this way. He went and started dancing. Every now and then he stood still in samadhi, carefully supported by Navadvip Goswami, for fear he might fall to the ground. Thousands of devotees were gathered together for the festival. Wherever one looked, there was a forest of human heads. It's a beautiful way it's explaining. The forest of human heads, only people, the crowd. The crowd seemed to become infected by the Master's divine fervor and swayed to and fro, chanting the name of God until the very air seemed to vibrate with it. Drums, cymbals, and other instruments produced melodious sounds. The atmosphere became intense with spiritual fervor. The devotees felt that Gauranga himself was being manifested in the person of Sri Ramakrishna. Flowers were showered from all sides on his feet and head. Shouting of the name of Hari was heard even at a distance, like the rumbling of the ocean. So if one can read it carefully and then imagine how it would be, then we can imagine the way Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu used to spread the name of Hari. So that is the difference, because sometimes I feel that I should play over here a CD. One of our Swamiji, the young Swami, he has sang a beautiful song which Ramakrishna used to like very, very much. This Nityananda and Chaitanya, they are two brothers, as if spiritual brothers. They were disciple and the guru. They are coming. They are both God, but still they are chanting the name of God. That song someday I will play over here. Very simple, but the wonderful way. Jader Hari bolte nayan jhare. Those, the moment they uttered the name of Hari and they cry, these two, they have come. And again, as a kirtan they say, the same word in a different, they are using this different words, but same way, wonderful song. That particular song he sang in a very excellent way. I listened to it again and again. So that is the expression of joy and joy of love. How that love can come? Again, going back to the first sentence, faith. Faith, faith, faith. Sometimes some people, they can sing so wonderful way. But that is a different thing. The melody, that will force you to dance. That is a different thing. But when you are uttering the name of God and dancing, that is the difference, because the whole mind is now going upwards. And once again you are revealing yourself that I am divine, I don't have any human body. And that joy, it is impossible to explain in words except one realizes it. So Sri Ramakrishna, he was showing this, and the people, they felt, oh, this is where, as if the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Then Sri Ramakrishna entered by turn into all the moods of ecstasy. In deep samadhi he stood still, his face radiating a divine glow. In the state of partial consciousness, he danced, sometimes gently and sometimes with the vigor of a lion. The Master Mahashaya, and whatever way it is possible, he is giving a wonderful description. Sometimes when he is in the top mood, he is in samadhi. When the mind is coming down a little, the semi-consciousness, he is not having the consciousness of the body, but consciousness of the surroundings, then he is dancing, and dancing sometimes gently and sometimes with the vigor of a lion. Again, regaining consciousness of the world, he sang himself, leading the chorus, "Behold, the two brothers have come." This is the same song. Who weep while chanting Hori's name. Jader Hori bolte nayan jhare, tara du bhai esheche re. They who cry in the name of God, the Hari, they have come, the two brothers. And he was singing. When the kirtan was over, Mani Shen took Sri Ramakrishna and Navadvip Goswami. Mani Shen is the person who was arranging, and his guru was Navadvip Goswami. Now, they say, one gentleman used to say that he has written, those who were Brahmin, they used to take the surname as Goswami in the Vaishnava. And those who were non-Brahmins, they were Dasa. So, Raghunath Dasa, and he is a Goswami. So, this Goswami, they are very highly respected in that Vaishnava cult. So, when the kirtan was over, Mani Shen took Sri Ramakrishna and Navadvip Goswami into a room and served them with the refreshments. Afterwards, Ram, Aim and other devotees were also served with their prasad. Now we see how Sri Ramakrishna, he came 350 years after Sri Chaitanya, again to re-establish the Sanatana Dharma, and he took different ways. Sometimes karma, the work, unselfish work, sometimes the devotion, and sometimes just as a missionary, he used to go and meet people, the groups, different varieties of groups. He used to go to the Christians, and he used to go to the Brahma Samajis, he used to go to the Hindu Pandits, traditional Pandits, he used to go to different houses, and everywhere he used to go with one only purpose, to make people aware that they are divine and their goal should be to realize God. And that way he used to do that. That is called missionary work. The ministerial job, wherever they go, whatever they do, only one idea, to make people aware that they are divine. Sometimes in different faiths they think the people are doing mistakes, to save them from that. So they should not go and suffer in the hell. That is the different idea. But here it says, if they go and tell them, your goal is to realize God, and you must try to do that, realize God. And in the afternoon, the master was sitting in Mani Shen's drawing room with the devotees. The Navadvip was also near him. Navadvip means the guru of Mani Shen. Mani offered the carriage hire to Sri Ramakrishna. That is the tradition. Whenever a religious person goes to somebody's house, they are supposed to pay him up and down fare. So that should be, so when our parliamentary religion group, they invited us, we told, do you know the tradition, Hindu tradition? You are supposed to pay our up and down fare up to the Utah, the Salt Lake City. So, so they are wondering. So this is the tradition. When you are asking a religious person to come to your place, you are supposed to feed him, you are supposed to take care of him, and the passage money up and down fare, and they call pranami. Pranami means the offering should be given. Suppose they are coming from an organization for the sake of the organization and also for the personal. Even Sri Ramakrishna said, you should not meet a holy person just barehanded. It's something you should do. Otherwise, where they will get the money? One person went to Kashi, and when came back, Sri Ramakrishna was inquiring him, what did you see over there? He was narrating these. Then he said, I met a monk. I liked his words. I used to go to him. But one day, and then Sri Ramakrishna said, have you paid something? No. He was asking some money for the smoke. And I told, and what did you do? I said, okay, I will give you next day. Then I left. I didn't give him. Sri Ramakrishna said, you didn't pay? No, he was asking for the money for the smoke. So what is there? See the mind of Sri Ramakrishna. You are enjoying so many things in this world, and that person only loves to enjoy some smoke. And he didn't hide it. He was very clear, open. He told, And how much money? Only 1 anna. In those days, 1 anna, fraction, only 16th part of a rupee. So that only he wanted. And that also you said that I will give and you didn't keep your word. What type of person you are? So this way, sometimes we make the mistake, but this way, sometimes some people will say, oh, our guru never touched the money. Until your guru didn't touch, somebody else on his behalf. So otherwise how the work will go? In the organization, you are supposed to understand this. So this is the Sri Ramakrishna's teaching, and money gave the courage. In one house he went, and they were not ready to give any money, and Sri Ramakrishna was sitting tight over there till they give the carriage money. He won't leave the house. He was sitting, but Raja Maharaj, that is our Swami Brahmananda ji, he was the son of a very rich man, the Jamindar, the landlord's son. So naturally he was feeling bad. Sir, let us go. We will arrange, no problem. For this little money, why should he sit over here? Then Sri Ramakrishna said, no, wait. They have invited me. They are supposed to pay. Why they should not pay? And though the male folks are not there in the house, for some reason they are, but the women folk, they know the male folk goes to us and they respect us and they have invited me, they should give. After a lot of argument, then they gave some money. That too, the 75% of the total expenditure, 25% they said that will you manage. So Sri Ramakrishna was, why he did like this, only to bless them. Because the people sometimes don't understand, only to bless them, otherwise this is very, very harmful. Anyway, he said, why should they accept it from you? Here is a different. The Manishen, he wanted to give that money, the carriage hire, to the Ramakrishna. Pointing to Rama and the others, the master said, when he was trying to give the money to Sri Ramakrishna, master said, I have come with the Rama. Rama was a doctor. So he pointed to Sri Ramchandra Datta. He said, why should they accept it from you? They earn money. Look at it. The Rama, that Ramchandra, his disciple, he was a doctor, he is earning money, so he has come along with Sri Ramakrishna, he will pay it, he will take care of it. Why he should accept? Those who are earning in the household, they should not accept anything from others. Why? Then the self-respect is lost. So that is the main thing. Sometimes same thing happened in our lives also. When you go to some place, they will say, Swamiji, can you give because you have, the gas you have purchased for that some money. I have come with a devotee. Why should he take from you? If you like to give anything, give as a donation to the Vedanta society. That is all right. But why that person should take? So this is the norms. When you read the Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna, we find how the society should behave with the people who have renounced, the renouncers. They behave like this. Then he became engaged in conversation with the Navadvip Goswami, and the word he said, bhakti, that the devotion that he showed over there, bhakti matured becomes bhava. In our next discourses, we will discuss about this in details. The bhakti, the devotion, when it becomes matured, it becomes bhava. These are the two words, please try to remember, bhakti and bhava. What is bhakti and what is bhava? We don't have even devotion. Bhakti, in English it is devotion. And what is bhava? Then raga bhakti. All this we will discuss in our next class, next Tuesday evening. Let us chant that mantra and again we will conclude. Offering our pranam mantra to Sri Ramakrishna. Niranjanam nityam Anantarupam Bhaktanukampa Drita Vigraham Vai Ishavataram Parameshamidyam Tam Ramakrishnam Shirasa Namamaha. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Tat Sat. Sri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu.